you hear all about different USA teams and what different guys have done, watching guys play, Brett Hall, Dono, all these guys, and then you get to actually wear the sweater, and it's you know, every time you put it on, you kind of get goosebumps, and you're just so excited to be a part of that.
It's always special. You always get chills when you put on when I put on an American jersey and kind of wear the flag on your back. So it's something I take pride in, and it's something that it's always special when I put it on.
A couple of pretty special players for Team USA back in 2004. They won a gold medal. As we take a look at the Rexall Place, as we get set, there's a look at Jack Campbell. We've been seeing him in goal for Team USA for the last 3 years now.
Yeah, this tournament he's really excited about it. You know, we talked a little bit when we were up in Camrose about how he's enjoyed the success he's had, but he doesn't want to be measured on what he did as a 17 and 18-year-old. He's continuing to push the envelope and continuing on his success. Now for Denmark in goal, Sebastian Foyt gets the start. He plays for the Herlev Eagles in Denmark. And we are underway. Team USA won back-to-back medals, 2010 and 2011. They won the gold in 2010 and took the bronze in Buffalo last year. Centering pass goes through to the point. Stephen Johns with a shot. That's a nice pad save by Foyt. Merrill with a shot that's tipped in, and USA right away, 24 seconds in, and it's 1-0.
I can't tell you how big a play that is for John Merrill. Regardless of whether or not he's gotten the goal, Merrill makes a good play for the point. Remember, Merrill has not played all semester at the University of Michigan because of suspension. Here he makes a nice play in terms of just getting it through. Zucker, as he sets up, look at Merrill, take a look. Make sure he can get the shot to the net. And big Charlie Coyle, 3 in white, who's got one of the best sticks in the tournament, is there to deflect it home USA on a good roll.
Charlie Coyle is one of Team USA's top 3 players in the tournament last year. He gets off to a great start this season. Here's Rao. Use that behind, lets it go. Austin Zarnik trying to gain control of the puck, and it flips up into the netting. So a great start for Team USA. Charlie Coyle, he was on the team last year, won bronze. He was an integral part of the team last year, and he's going to play a big piece again this year.
Now, the one thing about Coyle, he's really evolving as a centerman. He's a centerman who plays with a wings mentality at times because he can go to corners and win pucks. He likes to be first and on the forecheck. He likes to play physical. He distributes the puck well, so whether or not at the next level he plays center or he plays wing, he's really well suited to play either style and play it well.
Good hit behind the boards, behind the goal, I should say, by Austin Zarnik. There's Adam Clendenning for Team USA, plays for Boston University. His lead pass just over the stick of Emerson Edom. Taken back by Denmark, they clear all the way down. Forberg picks up for Team USA. The goal was Coyle, his first from Merrill and Zucker. Time of the goal, 24 seconds into the first period. The puck sent out to center ice. Jake Trouba, the youngest member of this Team USA, had some trouble with it, lost it. That shot by Spelling, and a glove save by Campbell, and he holds on. 18:26 remaining here in the first period. USA on top 1-0.
Well, Dean Blaze has talked about mentally preparing his team, and the mental makeup of this team is very similar to his philosophies in terms he wants to play. But the one thing he wants to make sure was there's some snarl and some nastiness, and here he gets it from probably the smallest player on his team in Austin Zarnik from Miami University out of the CCHA. And Zarnik plays with a ton of verve and strength and could be a nice factor on the wing here for Team USA.
The rules in international hockey is no touch icing. Face-off will come all the way back in Team USA-N.
Todd Bergstrand, the head coach of the Danish team, spent some time talking with us this morning. He knows what he's up against here in terms of playing the USA and playing Canada.
Quick shot off the face-off, saved by Campbell with the right pad.
And his goal is so that he wants his team to play this high-level competition.
Net with a shot. That one sails high and wide. It comes all the way through, back into the Denmark zone.
And the interesting thing about what he talked about this morning is building compete level among his program. They need to play these teams that are better than they are, so these players understand what that concept is when it comes to high compete level and playing in these kinds of situations to improve.
The goal for Denmark is not necessarily to win these games. Their goal really is to avoid relegation. They want to stay up here and play next year in this tournament.
Absolutely, and continue to build. I mean, he is very committed to making sure that Danish ice hockey and the Danish ice hockey program moves along to become a mainstay in this tournament. They may never win a gold, but he wants them to be here.
Jared Tenorti is going to get a penalty for delay of game as that puck went up into the netting in his own zone. So the first power play of the game will come to Team Denmark. At 2:27, here's another look.
Big boy Tenorti picking up the puck, a little under pressure, and with a quick flick of the wrist, he gets it going. The penalty killing units will be handled by Scott Sandlin, who's an assistant coach here. He is the head coach at the University of Minnesota, the national champions in the NCAA.
Boyle and Zucker up front, Forberg and Truba play defense. Spelling to the point. That shot by Jensen is blocked by Zucker. Trying to use that speed. He does. He gets around Jensen. The pass just out of the reach of Boyle was blocked by Denmark, and out they come. Sent in by Christensen. Stopped by Campbell. Played around the boards. Sent back in by Bow. Now it's Bjorkstrand. Patrick, the older of the Bjorkstrand brothers. Now Jensen winds up and fires. They score! It was tipped in front by Bow, and a power play goal has tied the game at 1. How do you like that?
You know, the one thing that this does for the U.S., it keeps them awake and it keeps them alive. A little dump in, and Denmark wins the race and wins the battle, and they can get it set up. The one thing you're noticing by Team USA, not a ton of pressure here early. They're still trying to figure some things out when it comes to their penalty kill, and Denmark makes a nice play as they do the same thing John Merrill just did. They wait, find an open lane, take a good look, and throw it to the front of the net, and the screen gets set up. Cohesion and a penalty kill will take a little bit of time to build, much like it does with defensive zone coverage early in the season.
Big surprise early on, a 1-1 game. Let's see how Team USA will respond. Here's Kyle Rao. Trying to cut in. He was had the puck taken away, sent all the way down the ice. Campbell will let it go, and that'll be an icing stopping play. Face-off will come all the way back to the Denmark zone.
When you're playing on a penalty kill situation, there's obviously going to be one extra man. And here you see a 2-on-1 development in front of the net for the U.S. net. Jacob Truba from the National Team Development Program is handling one of those spots. Billy Arnold is 14 in white. He's a forward who dropped down. And 4 in white was Derek Forberg. When you get that 2 men in front, regardless of where the puck is, the other defenseman's got to make sure he keeps an eye over the shoulder, or the weak side forward has to drop down to make sure that you don't get that numerical superiority.
JT Miller cutting in for Team USA. Nice hit by Watson. The puck is grabbed by Denmark. Out they come. Meyer sends in, stopped by Campbell. Leaves it for Jared Tenorti. The stick of Watson deep into the Denmark end. Around the boards by Larson. Denmark will play it out to center ice. Going down to the ice was Maz Eller, the brother of Lars Eller.
Big difference between those two, as Todd Bjorkstrand was telling us this morning. Canadians player, Lars, skill, speed, and the younger brother, a little more grit, grind, and tenacity to his game.
Comes Team USA. Zucker cutting in. He scores! The quick release from Jason Zucker. The captain has given Team USA a 2-1 lead.
Just before this happened, JT Miller, 11 in white, finished a big hit behind the net. And by going in to finish that hit, he intimidated the defenseman. Now all of a sudden it turns back around and Zucker gets a chance to use his speed, go wide, and go to the net. The one thing the U.S. has on their roster, between guys like Zucker on the left, Edom on the right, whatever the case is, they've got guys that can be on their wing, drive the net, lower shoulder, and protect the puck. It's a really unique skill to have, and the U.S. is blessed with it on both flanks. Expect them to be able to generate good offense as this tournament goes along. by guys on their wing being able to penetrate on their strong side.
You can really see the speed of Team USA evident on that goal right there by Jason Zucker. Zucker gives Team USA a 2-1 lead. 5 minutes gone by, first period. It's Emerson Edom. Pressure. And it's Jake Truba. Ahead for Emerson Edom. He's got speed as well. Christensen rides him into the boards. Emerson trying to settle the puck down along the near side. Grabbed by Josh Archibald. He plays for UNO under Dean Blaze in college. Edom takes a hit. Denmark trying to clear. They can't. Kept in by John Merrill. Bill Arnold trying to gain control of the puck. It's grabbed by Denmark, sent the length of the ice. And this will not be an icing as the puck went through the crease.
Remember, the puck can't, I wonder if they got touched beforehand or the line gained. The puck can't go through the crease when you ice the puck in international play.
See Miller putting the brakes on behind the net. Miller forced off by Christensen. Coming over to help out is Brickley. Miller trying to dig the puck free. And it's grabbed by Denmark, and they'll play it out. This is Meyer. Out to center ice. He'll dump in as Denmark makes a line change. Campbell gloves it. Will step out. Great action early on. USA leads Denmark 2-1. We'll be right back.
Crowd cheering for Denmark, booing the United States. That's something the team will get used to as this tournament unfolds. They don't mind a bit. They like being the villain. They want to quiet the crowd. That is Team USA's part of their motivation.
Quick shot by Nick Bjorkstrand, and the puck is sent all the way into the USA zone offside with 13:33.
Well, Team USA built with some speed, some size, and grit, but it all starts with the backbone and goal. Jack Campbell, Jason Zucker, the captain, is one of the guys who's going to have to lead. I talked to his head coach, George Gwozdecky, the other day in terms of the captaincy and the leadership, and will it affect his play on ice? And Coach Gwozdecky had something interesting. He said in a short tournament like this, the captain's job is more on ice than off ice, so the overall leadership should not be a big issue to reflect the duties of Zucker on.
Nice save by Fogg off the shot of Charlie Coyle. Spelling has it for Denmark. Loose puck grab and brought in, but offside. Bjorkstrand just out of the play. Fans don't like it, as this is a really pro-Canadian crowd. It's not a pro-Denmark crowd. It's a pro-Canadian crowd. Let's look at the older Bjorkstrand brother, Patrick.
Always a good opportunity where you can coach your kids on the ice at any level. Mike Eaves, who's the head coach at the University of Wisconsin, had the opportunity to coach his son Patrick Eaves, who is now with the Detroit Red Wings and part of that gold medal team in 2004 in Finland, a team that Mike Eaves got to the gold medal with the help of Lou Mangiazulo, now with the Ottawa Senators in their management department. Good team, as Al Montoya won gold in goal.
Denmark able to clear. The hit put on by Arnold. Out to center ice. Merrill takes control for Team USA. Edom down the left wing. Nice speed. Edom, good moves. Centering pass for Archibald goes right through the crease. Edom trying to get it right back. Johns comes in from the point. Archibald, good hit in the corner. Puck lifted out to center ice. Josh Archibald not invited to camp in the summertime in Lake Placid, but played so well. He's known by Dean Blaze. He wanted to put him on this team. He impressed during the tryouts a few weeks ago, and he made the team.
You know, the one thing about the building of Team USA, yeah, the summer camp in Lake Placid's a part of it, but then guys like Tim Taylor, who spent 28 years as the head coach at Yale and has been a longtime member of USA Hockey, and Jim Johansson, the general manager who builds a lot of these teams, that's when those two go to work and they start watching kids playing in the NCAA, playing in Major Junior, and deciding which kids who either A, impressed during the summer or even left out during the summer deserve an invite to the mini camp just before the tournament starts.
Tynan and Miller. Tynan able to take the puck. That shot by Watson. Save, rebound, and it goes in off a skate. The puck went in off the rebound. USA with a 3-1 lead.
Teams that control the half boards in hockey games tend to win them. And the USA went to work on the half wall here. They get numbers on the puck, stay above it, and it's the player above the puck on the defensive side position who wins the battle and gets a shot to the front of the net, and all of a sudden you get puck starting to roll around. Tynan goes to the front of the net, stick down, puck off the skate, and USA finds pay dirt. As long as you don't kick it in, it can go off a skate. And TJ Tynan from the University of Notre Dame should get the goal. Jared Tenorti with a big shift here, imposes his will physically, and the U.S. takes a 3-1 lead with some good old-fashioned hard work and going to the net.
Jared Tenorti coming in from the point. We'll see who gets credit for it. Tenorti came in, he played the puck in front. Not sure if it went off TJ Tynan's skate. We'll see if it went off a Denmark player or if Jared Tenorti will get credit for the goal. Here's another look at it, Dave. Let's take a look.
And the one thing you're always looking for, especially from the referee's perspective, as the shot goes off the skate, I don't think it hit Tynan. It goes straight in. Referee immediately puts his hand straight out to signal that the puck has crossed the line. That means that if it did have to go to review, the evidence would have had to overturn the call on the ice, which was goal.
The puck went off the skate of Patrick Madsen for Denmark. So Tenorti gets credit for the goal. Team USA with a 3-1 lead. That shot by Jensen, gloved by Campbell. He holds on for the whistle with 11:20 remaining in the first period.
You know, now your big challenge for Team USA, obviously, is just to keep going. And guys like Tenorti is going to have to continue to bring it physically and continue to move the puck. The one thing that Dean Blaze didn't like, and he talked about it a little bit this morning, was in the Slovak game when they got up a little bit, shifts started to get long, habits started to get bad. Guys started to play more to the scoreboard and point hunt as opposed to play the game.
Shot by Christensen, rings the back of the glass. Campbell didn't know where it was. USA able to clear. Merrill's going to go off for cross-checking or for checking from behind as he knocked down a Denmark player. And Denmark's going to go back on the power play.
Merrill a little surprised by the call. He looked at the referee and said, "Who, me?" And I think he's going to get a hook. Here's play was in the U.S. zone to the left of Jack Campbell, who just had a bit of a scare a moment ago as a puck rang off the backboard boards. Lively here, and 15 in white. You can see Merrill with what is interpreted as a takedown, and the Danes will go back on the power play where they are 1 for 1.
Team USA. The Danes on the power play. Coyle, Zucker, Tenorti, and Clendenning, the penalty killers for Team USA. That shot off the post, and the rebound is put in by Christensen. It's a 3-2 USA game. 2 power play goals by Denmark.
You know what's interesting? When they played the Russians the other night in a pre-tournament game, they didn't have a very good first period. From Campbell on out, and their penalty killers were really under siege. And Dean Blaze attacked the team for not blocking shots, not making sacrifices, and not being gritty on their PK. Here's a situation. A lot of guys standing around. The atypical thing for Team USA at this point is their lack of pressure on the penalty kill. They're standing around a bit, and they're letting Denmark do what they want to do. And if you want to disrupt the team that you think you're better than, use your attributes and use your assets. That's your speed. And the U.S. has it, and twice now they've gotten beat on a power play goal because they were standing around and not in shot lanes. And I guarantee you, at the end of this period, Scott Sandel and Dean Blaze are going to get that fixed.
Emil Christensen and Matthias Bau were right in front. We'll wait to get the official word on the call. It is a 3-2 USA game. In talking to everybody before this game, the key for Denmark was to keep it a low-scoring game, but they're showing that, hey, they can play. They get some opportunities on the power play. They're able to connect. That puck sent all the way into the Denmark end. Icing called on Team USA.
Well, when we talk about situations in terms of pressure, as you roll this play along and the puck starts to move, that's where we want to get pressure. The USA is kind of in a 1-2-1 diamond here. And if you stop it right here, here's Coyle. He needs to put some pressure on as you continue to roll it. Now the puck moves over. Stop it right here. Zucker's got to get out there and get in a shot lane, and he doesn't. And that helps the Danish power play get room, get space, and get a good shot off and get set up in front of the net in case there's rebounds.
Off the draw, that puck trickled in on Campbell. He covered up for a whistle, so there'll be another face-off in the USA-N. Shots are 7 apiece. 3-2 USA leading again right off the draw. Campbell will cover, and some sarcastic roars from the crowd.
I love his cage with the Captain America designs and the big A on the front. There is one job in hockey that he loves, and that is being the goaltender for Team USA. He's done it extremely well, and you and I have talked about it a little bit, off camera. You think about goalies who've won gold in big tournaments for Team USA, and I'm talking the U20s and up. You got Jim Craig in 80. You got Mike Richter in 96. You got Al Montoya in 2004 at the World Juniors, and you got Jack Campbell. That's pretty good company.
Very good company. Jack Campbell, three gold medals for Team USA. A couple as an under-18 player, and he won the World Junior Championship in 2010.
I remember at the 2010 tournament, Mike Lee really was the number one. Mike Lee had played for Dean Blaze and Fargo in the USHL. Lee was playing at St. Cloud State at the time, still is. And really, Lee was brought in to be the guy. And they split time through the first 2 games. Campbell was the goaltender in that epic New Year's Eve game against Canada. They lost in a shootout. And then Mike Lee played the Finns and the Swedes, played well in the medal round. And then when he faltered a little bit in the gold medal game, Campbell took over and won it.
That shot was stopped off the stick of Zarnik. To the point, Johns. Wrist shot, save, rebound. Loose puck. Denmark able to clear. Bow takes a hit by Zarnik.
Zarnik has been really good. It's only 11 minutes in, but he's been good.
To the point, Merrill. Slides, takes that shot. It went off a skate, and Merrill trying to keep it in, and does. John Merrill in the corner for Zarnik. Now it's JT Miller. Zarnik drops off for Miller around the net. Wraparound try, went off his stick. Puck taken by Meyer, and he flips all the way into the USA end. 8:45 to go, first period. USA with a 3-2 lead. Hey, fans, follow Team USA on Facebook and Twitter. Join in the conversation, and you might even win some great Team USA gear.
Well, Dean Blaze, you can see the look of anger on his face, and it's obvious he doesn't like what he's seeing right now. He doesn't like the intensity level that they're showing top to bottom. He's got some guys that are going, and he's got some guys that have been passengers through the first 12 minutes of this one, or 11 and change, and that's got to change for him.
Zarnik dumps in as Team USA makes a line change.
The one beauty of the World Junior Tournament, if you're a coach, is your players can't hide. It's that intense a tournament. It's that scrutinized a tournament. If you have an off day, everybody knows it.
Here's Coyle cutting in, centering pass. Zucker trying to tee it up, and went off his skate, back into the corner, around the boards. Stopped in the corner by Saad. Now Clendenning, left point. Tenorti thought about shooting. Now swings it right back for Saad. Brandon Saad averaging 2 points a game in junior hockey. Missed some time with an injury. That shot by Clendenning. Blocked down. Clendenning gets it again at the right point. That shot was blocked by Denmark. Saad. To the point, Clendenning. Lines up. Pulls it down. Left side. Tenorti, big drive. Off the blocker of Foyt.
Clendenning has gotten much better, I think, in his college career at deciding when to shoot and when to move the puck. I mean, he's got a howitzer of a shot, but he's just become really smart in knowing when to let it ride and when to move it for a better option. And it's that kind of play, that kind of hockey sense out of Clendenning that's going to make this defense core a good one and a dangerous one as this tournament goes on.
Adam Clendenning from Boston University up off the stick of Emerson Edom. Madsen trying to gain control, and he couldn't do it. Forborg sends back in. Bill Arnold. Emerson Edom takes a hit along the near boards. Archibald to the point. Trouba with a shot. Saved by Foyt. He's saved by Foyt through a screen. Puck comes out to center ice. Here goes Denmark. Spelling cutting in with a shot. Saved by Campbell.
Great
defense. Pushed it into the corner.
Sorry, Matt. Great defensive play by Trouba. Stick out, steered him wide, and gave Jack Campbell an easy save to make.
That puck knocked down by Spelling. Centering pass goes right past Jensen. He fires wide. At the blue line, kept in by Christensen. Sends back in off the boards. Taken by Team USA. And Trouba will push it up for Archibald. We'll dump in. USA will make a change. 6:20 to go. First period, USA with a 3-2 lead. Here's a turnover. Shot by Watson. Save. Good save by Foyt.
TJ Tynan from Notre Dame, 19 and white, made that chance happen because he got in quick on the forecheck. The one thing about TJ Tynan that amazes me is even when he stops moving his feet, he floats fast. He could absolutely stop striding and still pick up speed. It's amazing to watch. And Tynan forced a turnover that led to a chance.
Watson dumps in cross corner. Tynan trying to dig a free bow. One of the goal scorers in the game for Denmark, able to clear the zone. Grabbed by Gravel. Now it's Merrill. On Merrill off the stick of Tynan. Look at that speed by TJ Tynan. Gets to the puck. Tynan having a great year at Notre Dame. To the point, Tenorti, right side. Clendening with a wrist shot. Looking for a tip was Rao, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Tenorti overskated, and Denmark able to lift it back out to center ice. Watson takes a hit by Christensen. He's able to send in.
Really good shift by Tynan. It started smart, finished smart. It started with getting it on the forecheck and causing a turnover, and it finished with him covering a defenseman who pinched down low so he can make a play at the point and not allow offense to go the other way. Typical Jeff Jackson coach player.
Going to get it is Rao. And Denmark can't clear. Clendening sends back in, and here's Maz Eller. Eller stick handling. Into the USA zone. He gets ridden off the puck, and Forborg takes over for Team USA. Sent back in, Denmark. Trying to play it. Here comes Zarnik with some speed. Centering pass, Coyle, nice pass. Gets it back, glove save by Foyt. Oh, that was a beauty. What a save by Sebastian Foyt. USA on top 3-2. They were looking to go up by 2, but a brilliant save keeps it a one-goal game. Back here in Edmonton, Team USA with a 3-2 lead. They almost made it 4-2, but what a save that was by Sebastian Foyt as he came across with the glove and robbed Coyle. Coyle wins the faceoff. Forborg winds up, big drive. That's blocked in front. Jensen didn't like that as it hit him in the skate. But here he goes. Jensen across the blue line, lost the puck. Forborg off the boards for Brandon Saad.
Another good play by Trouba, gapping up, good stick, and eliminating offense.
Zucker goes down. A penalty is going to be called on Denmark. USA is going to get a power play. Zucker using the speed draws the penalty.
As Zucker comes in, and here he wins the race, and there you see the hack, and Zucker goes into the end boards. He missed some time last year with an injury, and his goal is to stay healthy through the whole tournament. Now, the one thing you remember in international play in the rule book, if you use your stick to tap on an opponent's stick when he's got the puck, that's not considered a slash, but the hacking motion that you saw, plus the puck not being on the stick, that's where you get the power play.
Team Denmark penalty to number 3.
Arnold, Miller, TJ Tynan, Merrill, and Zucker on for the power play for USA. This is TJ Tynan. Now Merrill with a one-timer was deflected wide. TJ Tynan now for Merrill. Zucker wanted to take a one-timer, but it was in his skates. Tynan. Miller couldn't get a shot off. Tynan has it back for USA. Merrill for Tynan. Miller tried to send it in front. And now this is Jason Zucker, captain for Team USA. Here's Merrill at the point. Now for Tynan. USA being very deliberate here. Loose puck, grabbed by Bowie, couldn't clear.
You never want to go to your backhand in the slot with the puck on your stick there like he just did to try to clear the zone. That's disaster.
Zucker wants the one-timer. He gets it. Saved by Foyt.
Zucker's the other defenseman on this unit. He and Tynan will pop in and out as the power play goes on. And Zucker gets the good shot. And the non-clear that we just alluded to, puck is on the backhand right here. The last thing you want to do is move the puck from your backhand in that situation to try to clear the zone. You don't have any strength, and the puck's bouncing, and he had time.
Loose puck off the face-off. Coyle couldn't get it. Now he's got it in the corner. Here's Zarnik with 57 on the power play. Clendening. Now for Emerson Edom. This is Adam Clendening. Winds up, big shot. And that's blocked in front by Denmark. USA able to get control.
Little chemistry here. Clendening and Coyle, teammates at BU, or at least they were until about 2 weeks ago.
Coyle leaving Boston University as that shot goes off the side of the net by Edom. To the point, Clendening with a shot that's tipped away in front. Zarnik gets it back. Now for Clendening. Creeping in. Now he's got to pull back as he was forced by Jensen. Eat him. Now Clendening, 15 on the power play for USA. That shot deflects behind the net. Coyle gets to it for USA. Zarnik for Clendening. In front, tip, just wide. Good chance for USA as Coyle was looking for the redirection. To the point. That shot by Clendening was deflected wide.
He had a great shift back there on the point.
Teams are back at full strength. USA 0 for 1 on the power play. But Denmark very tired. That shot by Clendening is tipped in front. Loose puck along the top of the crease. Jensen able to clear all the way down. This will be an icing they will not be able to change. Go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say the one thing in international play that differs from the NCAA, where a lot of fans watching these games are used to. In the NCAA, if you ice the puck and you call timeout, you can make a line change. In international play, if you ice the puck, despite calling a timeout to rest your guys, you can't change them, but you can at least call a timeout to rest them.
Bjugstad and Rao on for Team USA, teammates at Minnesota, along with Austin Watson. That shot was tipped wide, grabbed by Jensen. He's able to clear the zone. Finally, Denmark can make a line change. Coming back in his scoreboard, sending it past to Rao. Couldn't get the shot off as it was tipped in front. And the rest of Denmark able to finally get off. And they get some fresh legs on the ice. Nice move by Trouba cutting in. Shot by Nick Bjugstad was stopped. And Denmark comes out of the zone. Here's Meyer. Trouba on him. Meyer takes it wide.
That's 4 for 4 now for Trouba in terms of facing up a guy one-on-one and not allowing him to get by or get a shot.
Trouba, the youngest player on this Team USA roster. What did he do to impress to make this team?
Exactly what you just saw in that last play. His defensive awareness is really good. He's confident in his feet that he can back up and gain space if he has to, so he's not afraid to challenge. He's got a good stick, he's a big body, and he's agile. All those things combined to show Dean Blaze and Scott Sandlin and the brass that he could handle play at this level, whether it be the speed, the pace, or the physical part of the game.
That puck tipped up into the Denmark bench, stopping play with 29.2 seconds remaining here in the first period. NHL Network's new nightly signature show debuts tonight. It'll be seen at 10 p.m. Eastern on a nightly basis. Tonight follows immediately this game. NHL Tonight. Every highlight, every game, every night. NHL Tonight. Face-off win by Team USA. John slides it for Tenorti. That wrist shot was tipped wide. Coyle trying to get the loose puck. Didn't know where it was. Zucker centering pass to Saad. Intercepted by Denmark. Christensen plays it up to center ice. Jensen overskated the puck. And it's grabbed by Madsen at center. And here goes Jensen down the right wing with 5 seconds to go. Jensen with the shot saved by Campbell with the left arm. The first period comes to an end. A shocking first period as Team USA is leading Denmark by just a goal. It's 3-2 after one.
Yeah, you know, the one thing when you take a look at this period, you look down as a coach and you try to think to yourself, who gave you a really good period? Trouba gave you a good period. He's the youngest defenseman on the team. Clendening gave you a good first period, especially offensively. He's one of the veterans in this group in terms of his date of birth. Austin Zarnik up front really gave you a ton. A couple of big hits. He forced some things. He got some turnovers, created some offense. They're going to need some of their bigger boys, some of their bigger names to step up in period 2.
For Team USA, 5-on-5, they were good. They were okay. It was when they were shorthanded. It was Denmark with 2 power play goals. That's the difference in the game.
But still, when you take a look at the penalty kill situation that they had, and you know there was some lack of movement, some lack of pressure, and it was some of their big guns on the ice when those power play goals were scored for Denmark, and that is something that will get addressed.
Let's head downstairs now to Rob Simpson, who's with Charlie Coyle. Rob, take it away.
Charlie, you're up 3-2 right now, but I'm guessing you guys aren't entirely crazy about the first period.
No, we had a good start, what we wanted, but we got to stick to our plan and systems, and we got to keep pucks low and you just be smart out there.
Thoughts on that first power play effort?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good play by everyone. You know, power play's been working for us. We're getting some chances, but we got to capitalize, so we're going to keep doing that.
Charlie, thanks. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thanks.
Matt and Dave upstairs.
Books, 20 minutes in the books here in Edmonton. USA got on the board first, but Denmark with a couple power play goals, keeping it close. NHL on the fly is coming up next. Welcome back to Edmonton, the start of the second period for Team USA. A shocking first period as Denmark able to hang in there. Dave, first period comes to an end. They go into the locker room. Dean Blaze, what's his comments to his team?
I guarantee it went something along the lines of giving him some time to breathe, and then walked in and said, okay, boys, enough. We did some decent things 5-on-5. You got one period out of the books. You got the shitters out of the way. Now it's time to play hockey and focus on detail.
And for Denmark, you got to think they have some confidence coming into the second period.
The one thing that the speech probably ended with was, don't let these guys hang around a long time and think they can win. It's going to make your job a whole lot harder as this game goes on.
There's a turnover in the offensive zone. Jensen sends into the USA end. Stephen Johns all the way off the stick of Zucker. And no, they're saying Zucker did not touch it. Icing will bring a face-off all the way back in the USA zone.
Well, the one thing the U.S. wants to do is play physical and take the body as they start to mentally prepare and physically prepare themselves for the bigger games later in the tournament. The hitting wasn't the issue, and I thought kids like Charlie Coyle and Austin Czarnik, and there you see Coyle, and that helped lead to a goal. Those guys are real good in period number one. TJ Tynan, a couple of forces as well to create some offense and disrupt the Danish defense.
Another icing, this one right off the draw. Bring a face-off all the way back in the Team USA end. Bjugstad wins it. Merrill able to wrap it around the boards. Zucker just chops it out of the zone. Dog right back in. This is Meyer with a shot, saved by Campbell. Jack Campbell in the first period faced 10 shots, made 8 saves.
You know, like I said, Campbell in the first period in the game against Russia, he wasn't fantastic, and he found his form as the game went on, and we should see that happen as this one goes along too. Just the, again, it's opening jitters, and you got to get them out.
Czarnik with a move around, shot, save, rebound. He couldn't get it on goal. Boyk with a nice save. What speed by Austin Czarnik. Glendening. Now for Czarnik in front. Sot scores! It was Nick Bjugstad in front. Off the feed from Czarnik. And Team USA with a 4-2 lead.
Big goal early in the period and a momentum swing time in the period to get things going your way. Czarnik started it with a good play and a good rush, and then the U.S. just followed through as they went to work and moved the puck around, and the knuckleball goes to the front of the net. But the play started with Czarnik on the rush, and then he won a battle. Glendening, we had mentioned the first period, is doing a nice job at moving the puck around. Key to the play, though, look at Bjugstad, stick down, soft spot right away. 3 key things, kids, if you're watching the game. Find the soft spots. They're usually around the hash marks. Number 2 is keep your stick down, and obviously you get that puck and you're in traffic. Shoot quick and don't let the goaltender get a chance.
Now, credit to Nick Bjugstad. Great shot. Well, it was a fluttering shot. Give credit to Austin Czarnik. What speed he had earlier in the shift, cutting in, had a great scoring opportunity. Now he sets up Bjugstad. Team USA with a 2-goal lead.
Austin Czarnik has been real good through a period and change here. And this is a kid who, you know, the world is his oyster right now in terms of how well his tournament can go and how well his NCAA season can go at Miami University.
2-time CCHA Rookie of the Week this year. Good defense by Tenorti. Emerson Edom and the puck taken away by Schultz. USA clears all the way down. This will be an icing. Let's head downstairs to Rob Simpson. Simmer.
Gentlemen, this scouting report on Denmark is playing out exactly what we heard the last couple of days. Goaltending a little shaky in their own end, not very good, a bit of a mess. But up front, speed on the wing. It has led to a couple power play opportunities and to a couple goals. So the message for Team USA, stay out of the box, keep the puck deep. Fellas.
Absolutely, stay out of the penalty box if you're Team USA. Denmark 2 for 2 on the power play in the first period. Edom comes together with Archibald in the corner. And Denmark able to clear. This is Spelling. Now Jensen. Derek Forbort takes over for Team USA, up for Connor Brickley. And Jensen steals it away from him. Here goes Team USA. Miller plays it off the boards. Going to get it is Watson in the corner. Watson uses his big body but takes a hit for Toad. That pass comes back to Miller. Miller tees it up, shoots, save with the glove of Foyt. He didn't know where it was, but good job by Denmark to clear. Icing waved off.
They waved it off because they thought Forbort could have played the puck. Forbort lost his balance, but they felt he could have made a better effort to get to the puck.
Toad takes over for Denmark. Kept in by Watson. Centering pass intercepted. And Larsson's able to clear it out to center ice. John Merrill for Team USA. He was a bit of a question mark. Hasn't played all season. There's a suspension. He's suspended at Michigan. Came in, played a couple games, getting himself ready, and looked good in the exhibition games before this tournament.
Yeah, he certainly didn't miss a beat and played well. And JT Miller's another guy that has done well. But the thing with Merrill, and Merrill's a flow kind of player. He's a rhythm kind of player, and he usually excels when he's in a good groove. But when he got to training camp in Camrose, boy, it looked like he just didn't miss a beat. And his timing was there. His ability to move the puck and stay out of trouble was there. And most importantly, his one-timer and his shot was there.
And last year was such an integral part of the bronze medal winning team. He had 5 points in 6 games to lead all U.S. defensemen. And without Justin Falk along the blue line, he's going to be relied on for offense.
Yeah, Justin Falk stays with the Carolina Hurricanes, who, as Coach Blais said to me, they felt they just couldn't give him up. They've got a big stretch of games coming up. He's playing really well, and I think Dean summed it up best. He said, good for Justin, bad for us.
Coyle's pass tipped. Gravel's shot was tipped on the way in. It's grabbed by Schultz. Playing in the USHL. Here's Spelling down the right wing. Centering pass comes to Jensen. He turns and shoots, but it's intercepted by Gravel. He's forced off the puck by Bjorkstrand, and it's taken back by Spelling. Sent back in off the glass. Coming to get it is John Merrill. Ridden off the puck. Centering pass. Couldn't get a shot off. Now the puck trickles in on Campbell, and he covers up with 15:40 remaining here in the second period. Team USA with a 4-2 lead.
And the Danes starting to come on a little bit, and they've got some guys that can play. And one of the kids on their roster plays his junior hockey in the United States, and that is Anders Schultz. He plays for the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders in the USHL, Junior A here in the U.S., and he was in a hockey school in Brainerd, Minnesota, the Minnesota Pro Hockey Schools, and run by Chuck Grillo and his family. And they called Mark Carlson and said, hey, you might want to take a look at this kid for your club there in Cedar Rapids. And Carlson took him, and kids played well for him this year.
Shot saved by Campbell. And that shot by Robick sails wide. USA looking to use that speed. Clendenning bangs it off the boards. Out of the reach of Bjugstad. Sent right back in by Adam Clendenning all the way around. Zarnik, who had a great shift his last time out, sends it in the corner for Rao. Kyle Rao pushed off the puck. Cycles it back for Bjugstad. He's got a big body, Bjugstad.
Combined, they might weigh more than Rao and Zarnik.
Here's Zarnik cutting in. Zarnik to the net. Shot off the post. Oh, another great move by Austin Zarnik.
Zarnik walked into Miami University after the departure of 3 really good players there. Carter Camper, Andy Mealy, and Pat Cannoni.
Nice touch pass by Edom. That shot by Archibald. Save, and it's covered up by Foyk, and he holds on. 14:38 to go, second period.
And he didn't miss a beat when he got to Miami, and he's been doing things like this, and that is getting separation and getting shots. He doesn't hold on to the puck long. Once he's able to get into the clear, the one thing Zarnik wants to do is get the puck to the net pretty quick. He's got a line mate in Riley Smith at Miami that he has been working really well with, but Zarnik is instant offense when the puck's on his stick.
Forbort, the shot from the point, that's stopped by Foyk, and he holds on. A little pushing and shoving after the whistle. Emerson Edom mixing it up a bit.
From the back line, the U.S. counting on guys like Derek Forbort, Warren White. He and Emerson Edom had some good chemistry in training camp in terms of being able to get the puck to each other.
Off the draw, whistle comes in, they'll do it again.
Now remember, on face-offs in international play, defensive team has to put their stick down first, and you can only use your sticks on the draw. Watch the draw here. You'll notice neither player will turn in or use their feet. It's all sticks. And that is the way it happens. International play takes a little while to readjust your face-off style to play at the international level.
Centering pass by Tynan was blocked. Now that's only in international play. NHL, college hockey, junior hockey, you can use your skates.
You can use your skates, you can use your body. Now what happens, and the big difference is there are less scrambles or secondary battles for face-offs in international hockey.
Emerson Edom's pass comes through to Archibald, but it was poked away.
Archibald wasn't expecting that poke check.
Miller, nice move. Miller again. Christensen's on him, trying to ride him off the puck. Zarnik comes over to help out. Pardon me, that's Connor Brickley. Delayed penalty. Power play going to come up for Team USA. Here's Coyle. In front, that shot by Arnold was tipped up into the netting. Stopping play with 13:36. Team USA going on the power play when we come back. A chance to make it a 3-goal lead.
'92-born defenseman Yannick Christensen gets the free hand loose. It slows down Miller and winds up in the penalty box for it.
Christensen's in the box. This is Team USA's second power play. They're 0 for 1. We'll start out with Charlie Coyle centering Saad and Edom, with Bukestad and Clendenning playing the points.
2 minutes for holding.
The puck went off the stick of Saad all the way.
Brandon Saad, 22 and white, is a guy that the U.S. desperately wants to be in 5th gear at all times. When he is, he can be a dominating player. He has been at times this season, and he can be in his tournament. He could be a huge factor for them.
Well, how about in 2 exhibition games? He had 7 points. He had 5 points in 1 game.
Yeah, that was that Swiss game up in Camrose where he dominated the game. He decided he wanted to take the game over, and he did.
Edom and Clendenning play catch. Now that shot was blocked. Edom has it again for Team USA. Down low for Saad. In front, Coyle scores! Charlie Coyle off a beautiful feed from Emerson Edom. A power play goal, and USA leads 5-2.
The one thing that the U.S. does well is they sell the jam play to get their forward open in front of the net. The jam play, and there you see the goal by Coyle, is the winger in the corner picking the puck up on his off wing, quickly turning it towards the front of the net. That's there, but if the option isn't there, everybody collapses to the jam guy, and Coyle, underneath those hash marks, as we alluded to earlier in the telecast, soft spots are open. Coyle goes to that area, stick on the ice, puck comes to him. As soon as it's there, it's gone. And he goes far side, hits Pater.
His second of the game by number 3, Charlie Coyle.
They did a lot of that in training camp in terms of getting that power play set up where the jam is an option. If the opposition doesn't respect the jam player goes to the net. And if the jam player sells it and draws coverage, the slot guy then gets an opportunity.
7 minutes, 12 seconds.
Edom and Saad get the assist. Coyle his second of the game. There's John Merrill for Team USA, so a good response after a very interesting first period. Team USA with 2 goals in about 7.5 minutes here in the second. Out to center ice. Meyer takes a hit from Connor Brickley. Brickley's hurt at center ice, having trouble putting any pressure, any weight on the left leg.
And he's a key physical component to this team. Had a good camp last year, didn't make the team, and was really happy to be a part of this group. He plays at the University of Vermont, and he's a guided missile.
Nice tip pass at the blue line. To the point forward, and he couldn't keep it in. And puck hop over his stick all the way back into the USA-N. Campbell swings it around. Truba takes a hit, but he's able to clear the zone. Brought right back in by Denmark. Here's Bjorkstrand, shot that's blocked, trickles in on Campbell, and it's taken away. Here goes Zarnik with TJ Tynan. It's off a skate. Now Rao cutting in, shoots, save. Oh, Foyt didn't know where it was. Great shot by Rao, who's trying to find that near post. Rao on the rebound, he scores! Kyle Rao on the rebound, all alone in front. And it's a 6-2 USA lead. They're starting to pull away.
Their skill's starting to take over, and their physical play is starting to take over the game. Zarnik with a nice play as he goes out to the point, and all of a sudden, look at the traffic in front of the net. That's what Dean Blaze wants. He wants scrambles. Scrambles get blood pressure going. So he gets guys in front of the net. He gets pucks in the front of the net, and when he does, he gets the big body of Bukestad. He gets everybody going to the front. Zarnik, once again, creates, and Rao is there to help out. Don't forget, Rao and Bukestad are line mates at the University of Minnesota with Zach Budish, and they are one of the best lines in the NCAA.
Yeah, he's been having a terrific year. 12 goals, 10 assists for 22 points at the University of Minnesota. He and Bukestad play together on a line, as you mentioned, Dave. And that chemistry is working well here.
That line this season's had one weekend where they weren't great. That was at Michigan State over Thanksgiving weekend. Other than that, they've been terrific.
Zarnik trying to push the puck to the point, gets it to Clendenning, but the puck rolled off his stick. Back out at center, Tenorti, nice pass to Zarnik, now up ahead for Rao. Centering pass deflected by Zarnik, just wide. USA all over Denmark now. There's Billy Arnold. In the corner, back to the point, Tenorti. He looks, now he sends one towards the front, it's blocked. As Christensen able to clear for Denmark. Puck grabbed by Edom, and look at him go. Emerson Edom. He's got some wheels. Edom cuts in. Gets around his man. Tried to center. And here goes Jensen the other way.
For a big, strong guy, it doesn't take Edom long to get the levers moving.
Look at the transition game by Team US. Out in front. Great passing. Billy Arnold scores. Tic-tac-toe. Billy Arnold finishes. It's 7-2.
What a job by Edom. What a play he made in the neutral zone to get this thing moving. What we talk about, it doesn't take him long to get the levers going. Hey, he gets the feet moving, cuts to the middle, protects the puck on his backhand. One-handed pass across. Look at Edom go. Picks it up, off he goes. Quick feet, cuts to the middle, and then all of a sudden USA goes to the net again. They've scored 7 goals in this game. Look where they score the goals from. Every goal has been from right in front of the net. And that means they're getting inside. They're using their skill. They're using their size to establish control of the slot.
And with that goal, that's going to be all for Sebastian Foyk. He made some big saves, but ultimately USA putting a ton of pressure on him here in the second period. His night is done. Entering the game now is Dennis Jensen.
Hey, listen, there's an old axiom in sports, and that is the team that gets off the bus with the best players tends to win. And it's not like Foyk played badly. He just got outclassed by a whole lot of skill in front of him.
You know, Rob talked about it a few moments ago that the goaltending is a big question mark for Team Denmark, and it wasn't great today. Foyk, there's a player down, a USA player down in the corner.
This could be a 5. This was either checking to the head, contact to the head, and elbow. This was, I mean, replay will do it, but the ref was right there. I mean, he was in a perfect position. There he is. And as the play goes out to the corner, Gravel gets nailed in the head. Again, it's got to be a 5. And you know what? That could be a match.
The elbow to the head by Nikolai Meyer on Kevin Gravel.
Gravel gets on his horse, goes chase down a loose puck. At this point, he is defenseless, and the player delivering a hit like that, especially against the walls, has got to be concerned or at least cognizant of whether or not the player he is about to hit is defenseless. It hasn't been put up on the wall, on the boards yet. And actually now it goes up as a 2, and he got lucky. I mean, that could have been a whole lot more. Two and 10, and Schultz will serve the minor.
So Nikolai Meyer heads to the penalty box along with Schultz to serve it. A 2-minute minor for elbowing and a 10-minute misconduct.
Number 15, Nikolai Meyer. 2 minutes for checking to the head.
Checking from the head, checking to the head is the official call. So USA back on the power play. Tynan plays the point with Merrill. Down low, Archibald, shot by Miller. And that one goes in. Another power play goal for Team USA. It's now 8-2. The quick passing by USA. The power play is explosive. And they are pulling away.
Once again, they get it set up. 14 and White down low. He's the jam play option. There's the quick pass, and once again, the pop out from the slot. And Miller's the one who connects this time. That play has worked to perfection so far for Team USA. And once again, if you're the guy in the corner who gets the puck on the off wing, if you get some space, you can take it to the front of the net and jam it. If not, you can look for somebody who gets into a soft zone or gets by the dots. And I think Team USA on the power play, granted they're playing against a defense that can't keep up with them. But the one thing they have done very well is they have read options on the power play, especially down low, to jump into open space to get chances.
JT Miller gets the goal, his first of this tournament. The New York Rangers draft pick was in the slot. Good shot by Miller. Team USA with an 8-2 lead. Here's Canordi at the point. Pass off the stick of Miller. He gets it right back. Miller had the puck taken away. Spelling now for Jensen. Good defense by Tinordi coming back, and Campbell makes a save. Jensen able to get the shot as Tinordi was draped all over him. Let's head downstairs to Rob. Connor Brickley left the ice. Rob, what's going on?
Connor Brickley, he wasn't panicked necessarily, but he was saying, I need some help here, as he hopped off the ice surface, and it turns out he caught a skate blade to the back of his leg. I don't know how serious it is, but he has gone to the dressing room, guys.
Remember, in international play, you can dress 13 forwards. So you may lose a forward, but you still got a full complement of 4 lines on the Team USA bench.
Team USA losing Connor Brickley. We'll see if he returns. Team Canada had a huge win earlier against Finland, but in the process, they lost Devante Smith-Pelly for the tournament. He's done.
Same kind of player as Brickley, just a human wrecking ball who loves to hit, and competes, and makes things happen.
That shot gloved down by Campbell. Zucker pushes it out to center ice for Clendening. Just out of the reach of Saad. Now he gets to it behind the net. Centering pass for Zucker. That went by him. USA trying to keep it in, but they'll have to regroup at center ice as Stephen Johns plays it back. Clendening. He's got it now for Team USA. 8-2. USA on top. It was 3-2 after 1. USA responded here with 5 goals in the second period, and there's still 7.5 minutes left to play. And Saad sends in cross corner. Team USA makes a line change. This is the game that Team USA thought would happen, that they would kind of run away with things. It didn't happen in the first, starting to happen here in the second period.
You know, it's funny, we talked at NHL Live earlier today where I was chatting with Billy Pito and PJ Raddick, and mentioned that USA doesn't want to get this into a situation where it's a controlled scrimmage, but it might get that way. But, you know, this is the kind of situation where you don't want bad habits to start forming. You don't want guys to get lazy.
That shot trickles in on Campbell. He covers up for a whistle with 6:56 to go. Second period, USA running away with this.
Stephen Johns, a big defenseman out of the University of Notre Dame, and he takes one right in the chops in front of the net. And it'll take more than that to rattle the big boy who's playing well tonight.
Certainly has. Denmark sends back into the USA-N as Jake Trouba, another defenseman who's had a terrific game. You love Jake Trouba.
I think he was there. He had a good first period. I mean, when this game was a little shaky, Trouba made some big plays to make sure it didn't get any shakier.
Archibald takes the puck deep. Arnold had it pushed away from him, and here goes Jensen. Seen a lot of Jensen, Spelling, and Schultz in the game.
Jensen and Tinordi had a little glare at each other earlier in the period. A couple of rivals in the Ontario Hockey League. And Tinordi's just not the guy you want to get started.
Team USA out shooting Denmark 14-5 here in period number 2. Archibald to the point. Clendening slides it for Tinordi. Tinordi looks, sends one on goal. That save is made by Jensen. Now Tinordi inside Clendening. Miller had it go off his stick. A chance for a breakaway, but he couldn't hit Spelling. Jensen tried to get him the puck. You see Jensen and Spelling on the ice all the time. They take very, very long shifts because ultimately Denmark not very deep.
Agreed. However, you take a long shift, usually the last 25, 30 seconds of it, you're fairly irrelevant. The more of those you take against a talented team like the U.S., which is laying the body on you, you get even less effective as that shift goes on.
Nordy collides in the corner. That shot by Schultz was blocked. And up into the crowd, stopping play.
A few moments ago, Gravel got hit in the head, and the call was checking to the head and neck area. There's no contact to the head. It's checking to the head, a little bit of a differential. There you see it. The parameters are for the penalties. It can be a 2 and 10, it can be a 5 in a game, and it could be a match. Now that could go to supplemental discipline by the committee here. That committee is headed by one of my favorite people in hockey, and that is Jeff Sauer, who used to be the head coach at the University of Wisconsin.
Battle behind the net. Now in the corner is John Merrill trying to gain control. Brandon Saad to the point, kept in by Denmark. That shot is knocked down by Jonas Saas, and here goes Team USA and Brandon Saad. He's got some wheels. Saad to the outside, pulls up to the point. Shot by Johns, tipped up into the crowd as play stops. There's going to be a power play for Team USA. For more on Team USA, visit NHL.com. Today's feature, U.S. defenseman and 2012 draft-eligible player Jacob Trouba will be filing blogs from Alberta during the tournament. His initial blog is online now at NHL.com.
Danton Cole and his staff with the National Team Development Program in Ann Arbor has done a terrific job with Trouba, and he is committed to the University of Michigan, so he's not going very far. He's going maybe a mile over from the Cube to Yost Arena, where he'll play for Red Berenson.
Anders Schultz is in the penalty box for hooking. Time of the penalty, 15:09. USA 2 for 3 on the power play. Archibald in the corner. He's on the ice with Watson and Rao.
This is the grip it and rip it unit, is what Tom Ward is in charge of the power play is terming. It's just 3 guys, not fancy. Get a couple of defensemen, let them bomb away, and let the guys go to work down low.
With USA having a 6-goal lead, there's no forward back at the point. It's now Forbort and Trouba playing the points. Centering pass, that shot by Watson, save, he's got the rebound, and he scores! Austin Watson collected his own rebound. A power play goal, and it's now 9-2 USA.
You know, sometimes when you're getting blown out and you're the other team coach, you worry about is the other team going to hot dog you to death and really run it up and embarrass you. This is nothing more than just a grit play. Austin Watson wins a battle to get his own rebound and throws a puck to the front of the net. Rao is there to make sure that the goaltender's vision is preoccupied, and Watson makes a good play. He came to camp as a centerman. They moved him to the wing in one of the exhibition games, and he was great on the wing. And the one thing that he gives him on the wing, he gives him a big body that can go to the corners and win battles, and that is the diversity that Austin Watson brings, and guys like he and Miller can have a big tournament for that reason.
And number 8, Jacob Trouba.
Behind the net now, here's Kyle Rao. Larson on him, Bjugstad in the corner, forced off the puck. Work out to center ice. Bjugstad takes it back for Team USA. 3:30 to go, second period. USA with 6 goals here in period number 2. Rao takes a hit at the blue line, able to get it in. Bjorkstrand clears out the center ice for Denmark.
Well, the beauty of the score right now is the U.S. can continue to roll 4 lines.
Shot blocked in front, rebound try, and it's cleared aside. Kevin Gravel was right there.
Keep the defense rolling and allow the 4 lines. If team likes these lines, then it gives them a chance to roll 4, play consistently, and build some chemistry.
And that's what it is. Heading into the tournament, you've got Finland on Wednesday, the Czech Republic on Friday, and then Team Canada on Saturday. You really want to know what you have, what line combinations you want by the time you get into those late games.
Absolutely. You want some continuity to build, and the centerman who establishes some chemistry with the winger, and what the third winger can do, and a couple D who can start to rely and build some trust with each other, and that's what a game like this allows.
Patrick Bjorkstrand with a shot. It was tipped wide. Into the corner it goes, and here goes USA. Archibald for Edom. He's got the puck. That shot saved by Jensen. Good save by Dennis Jensen.
Edom did not have a great game against Russia in the pre-tourney, that game 1. And Dean Blaze said it to me the next morning. He goes, we need a whole lot more from him. He was better the next night, and he has kind of picked it up from there and moved along.
Well, Team USA, there's a lot of history in Team USA. A lot of these players have some relatives that have played for Team USA in the past.
Absolutely. Andy Brickley, who spent a good chunk of time with the New Jersey Devils and the Boston Bruins, and Connor is here. And everybody remembers Scott Bukestad, who played on the 1984 Olympic team, that coached by our old buddy Louis Vero. And Jared Tenorti, whose dad Mark played a long time in the NHL. You probably remember Tenorti from your childhood, as your dad, the longtime play-by-play voice of the New York Rangers, and Tenorti, a Ranger defenseman.
Tenorti spent about a year and a half with the New York Rangers, then took a lot of time in the Stars organization, Minnesota and Dallas, and finished up his career in Washington.
Oh, what a hit by Miller. What a runaway train that was.
Glendening takes a hit behind the net by Jonas Sass. He's got the puck back with a minute and a half to go here in the second period.
The big 3 on the wall is Christensen's number that just got imprinted.
Miller trying to creep in. Puck went off his stick. Tynan takes a hit along the boards by Christensen. Tynan trying to dig it free. He's got it now. Tynan centering pass off the stick of Zucker to the point. Trouba's shot went off a stick.
1 minute remaining in the second period.
Good work by TJ Tynan. Zucker takes the puck right back. Now Forberg. Denmark just having all kinds of trouble clearing the zone. Anders Schultz ridden off the puck by Charlie Coyle. Sent back in with 38 seconds to go here in the second period. Nick Bukestad. To the point, Forberg. Forberg to Bukestad. Rather, that's Brandon Saad. Saad. That shot went off a leg. And it's taken by Schultz. Finally, Denmark able to clear. Schultz goes off for a line change. USA dumps right back in. USA with 6 goals here in the second period. Bukestad, Coyle, Rao, Arnold, Miller, and Watson all lighting the lamp here in period number 2 after a very interesting first period in which Denmark scored 2 power play goals. They kept it close after period 1. But, Dave, here in period 2, it was all Team USA.
They had thought had something to prove to themselves coming into this period. They had a good first period, 5-on-5. Their penalty killing let them down in period number 1. And at times, their jam was a little bit lacking. But I think as period number 1 ended into period number 2, and they got that early goal in period number 2, they were off and running. And the bottom line is this: they're a better team than Denmark. They've got more skill than Denmark, and that period it came alive.
Team USA, an offensive explosion in the second period, and they lead 9-2 after 2. Coming up, NHL on the fly. Second period intermission coming up in a moment.
Beautiful Edmonton, Alberta. After 2 periods, the United States leading Denmark by a score of 9-2. And we don't mind the fact that it's been very, very balmy here as of late. Miami Beach at Edmonton right now. We're going to talk to head coach Dean Blaze here in just a moment as things improved dramatically for Team USA in that second period over the first period. And Coach, first of all, just talk about maybe what you liked more in that second 20 minutes.
Well, I think we relaxed a little bit and moved the puck better. First period, I think we were nervous, first period of the tournament and everything, and second period settled down a little bit.
Real quick, will you experiment with lines here? Do you hope to have something set for game 2, or is it always a work in progress in a compact tournament?
We have 13 forwards and 7 defensemen, so we'll make some different line combinations and do a little bit more experimenting.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Fellas?
All right, thank you very much, Rob. Interesting what Dean Blaze says about, he's going to rotate lines. He's going to check and see which players work well with one another. Obviously, you've got the Bukestad-Kyle Rao connection from Minnesota. They've played well together together tonight. They've combined for some goals. And then this line right here with Coyle and Saad JT Miller, Jason Zucker, they've played absolutely terrific as well.
Zucker can play with just about anybody because of the style of player that he is. You got Round Dukes, as you mentioned. And, the one thing, you can put Miller just about anywhere on a line. Miller's one of those guys that he reminds me of like Luke Walker or Ken McRae and from teams past where they're just guys you can plug them in anywhere. Aaron Palushai was like that. He played on the 09 team in Ottawa. Palushai was one of those wingers you can almost plug in anywhere. He played at the University of Michigan before turning pro. And some guys are just wired to play with any other two. Zucker certainly one.
Underway here, third period. USA with 6 goals in the second period have climbed out to a 9-2 lead. That shot sent in on goal, stopped by Campbell. Emerson Edom having a great day, Dave.
Well, he's the kind of player that can make a lot of things happen because of the fact he's got a great 1-2-3 step in his acceleration, and he's really strong on the puck. And you're seeing a couple of examples of it. Look at those feet go. 1-2-3, off he goes, puck's out in front, keeps his head up, and pushes the pace. And he's a power forward style player, first-round pick of the Anaheim Ducks, and what an honor that was as a California kid. But the thing that Edom does best, I think, is generate speed, push defensemen back, and make room for his wingers.
Off that face-off, Campbell with the save. Emerson Edom won a bronze with Team USA last year. Didn't have a major role, but they're really hoping that he steps up and becomes a major player for this team this year. That shot was blocked in front as Bjorkstrand tried to give Denmark its third goal. Here's Bjugstad the other way. That pass was blocked, and here goes Jensen.
That last rush
Denmark
in front of the U.S. net, I thought I was watching baseball there. There was some defensive indifference.
Bjugstad's pass intercepted by Jensen. He dumps into the USA zone. Grabbed by Tenorti. Slid across for Clendening. Off the stick of Miller. And Denmark behind their own net. So for Team Denmark, talk about them for a little bit because, again, we knew that there was a very small chance that they would win this game. What are they here to do? What can they accomplish here in the third period?
They are here to be here next year, and they're here to win the third period. That's really your goal right now. When you get your doors blown off, you rally around a couple of things. One, you compete. 2, you try to win the period because there's no sense trying to win the game at this point. And 3, you try to build for your next game. They're a work in progress. They want to avoid relegation. They want to be in Russia next year in this tournament, and they're just going to try to continue to build and develop compete level, which is what their head coach talked to us about this morning.
Let's head downstairs to Rob Simpson Simmer.
And David, Matt, of course, they changed the relegation rules this year. We were wondering about it. Just one team will go down for next year as opposed to 2, which has traditionally been the way it's gone in the past. So Denmark just has to fight for staying up one spot. Germany, out of Division 1, has already earned a position in this tournament next season, guys.
It's funny, the Germans opened up against Team USA in Ottawa 4 years ago, and it was a similar game. The U.S. started slow, and then they blew Germany's doors off. But the one thing about the Germans is they have structure, and their compete level's pretty good. They just sometimes don't have the high-end talent to compete.
Team USA is certainly showing off their high-end talent tonight. As we mentioned earlier, 9 different players with 2 points tonight. That pass, that shot was tipped by Bill Arnold just wide. Back out to center ice, picked up by John Merrill. How's Merrill look today? His first real action.
Smooth. Merrill's got that ability to not get trapped in bad spots with a puck on his stick. He's smart enough to know when to move it, and he's skilled enough to move out of danger with it, and I think that's been good for him tonight.
Bjorkstrand had his pocket pick. That pass for Zucker goes behind the net. Larson all over him. Centering pass to Saad goes right through to the point Tenorti. Coyle has to come back out and regroup at center ice. 16:50 to go, third period. USA on top by 7. Going down the wing, Zucker trying to put some moves on Larson, but Larson took it away. Spelling lost it. Saad trying to get it. Charlie Coyle along the near boards. It's grabbed by Zucker. Now Adam Clendening making some moves at center ice. Clendening pulls up. Throws one in on goal, and it's gloved by Jensen for a whistle.
The scoring has been spread out by the United States. A lot of players have contributed, and there's 9 guys with multiple point games tonight, so everybody gets their first opportunity to get on the board. Look at the stats tomorrow morning and see their name on it. I want to make a correction, by the way. Earlier at the telecast, said 4 goalies had won gold at the U20 level and higher for Team USA. And there is a video that USA Hockey did called Forgotten Miracle about the 1960 United States Olympic team. Add Jack McCartan to that list, the goaltender on that team. And I appreciate Dave Pitcher from USA Hockey mentioned this to me during the telecast. Jack McCartan was the goaltender on that 1960 team. Did spend some time in the NHL. So add him to the list of Craig, Richter, Montoya, and Campbell.
Nice job by Dave Fisher. Thanks for watching the broadcast, Dave.
Well, you know, Fish lives to correct me, so this is, you know, he was salivating to get that one at me.
Stephen Johns is going to go off as Bow was tripped up along the blue line. Here's another look.
Yeah, Johns goes knee to knee with Bow here as he sticks the knee out, and he's got to be careful if that isn't anything more than just a 2-minute minor. Is, you know, kneeing's one of those things that could take you out of a tournament for a little bit. But Jeff Jackson, the head coach of Notre Dame, we talked to him before the tournament, a former coach of this World Junior team, and he said the one thing that Johns needs to do is just make sure he controls his aggression, hits at the right time, and he's been doing a better job of it as the semester moved along at Notre Dame.
So Johns for kneeing at 4 minutes 5 seconds. Power play for Denmark. They're 2 for 2, now 3 for 3. As Thomas Spelling beats Campbell off the one-timer. This power play, something else for Team Denmark.
You know, the one thing that's made it work is when they've gotten an opportunity to get a one-timer or an open shot, they've taken it. You give credit where credit's due. As the puck moves around and the opportunity for a shot opens up, they take it. And that's it. Once again, I think Team USA caught a little bit passive here in Game 1 in terms of their penalty kill. They're playing a diamond formation here, and at this time, you look at the screen that's setting up in front of the net. There's Coyle, 3 in white, and Coyle got a little flat-footed as the puck came to his side of the ice. They don't want to go down and block a shot when you're up 9-3 and risk getting hurt. I understand that concept, and I kind of believe in that too. But you know, on the other hand, you know, pressure's a beautiful thing to slow down a power play.
There's a player hurt for Denmark. It's Patrick Madsen, who came up a little bit lame.
And play got a little. Yes, sorry, Matt. Play got a little scrambly there in the defensive zone for Denmark, and a couple of guys look like they're going to be going to the box. Archibald for Team USA is going to take a seat.
And Madsen for Denmark. Here's another look, Dave.
Archibald with a hit. And it just kind of escalated from there. There's the a little bit of an embellishment that maybe the referee thought. Now, the referee kind of picked up on this afterwards. Archibald comes running by, and I think it's a combination of a interference and an embellishment.
Well, I think, not to correct you, I think Madsen, when he went down, it looked as though he tweaked his knee a little bit, and I think that's why he was upset, and he went back in the retaliation, the hook on Archibald.
Well, good-natured physical play, that's okay.
2 minutes from sportsmanlike conduct. And to Denmark's number 4, Patrick Madsen, 2 minutes for tripping.
Yeah, that was what it was. The unsportsmanlike conduct on USA on Archibald. I guarantee you that's that's either diving or embellishment. And the original penalty on Madsen for interference or tripping.
I will never correct you again.
You know, it's the beauty of having a lot of good friends that are referees. You learn a couple of things in conversation. And remember, the NCAA embellishment is actually a standalone call. You can call that all by yourself without having to call the other player for initiating a foul.
So skating 4 aside now for another minute 25. That shot by Spelling was tipped wide by Tenorti. Ahead, here's Emerton Edom trying to get past the blue line, but he was stopped at the blue line by Tobias Hansen. Here's a look at Team USA schedule. What do we got for the NHL Network coming up tomorrow? It's Denmark and the Czechs at 8 p.m. Then December 28th, Finland and USA. You and I will be on that call at 3:30. Then the Czechs and Canada at 8 o'clock. Big game December 31st, USA-Canada. That is going to be an exciting game.
You get to see the Granlund brothers for Team Finland. in a couple of days for the USA, which should be a pretty good challenge. The Finns got pasted today by Canada. They had a much better game in the exhibition game they played against the Canadians in Calgary last week. The game where Finland actually controlled the game for the first 20 minutes and really dominated. Goaltending was good, and in the second and third period, Jaden Schwartz of Canada, who plays at Colorado College, literally took the game over by himself. He, by far, I thought was the best player in the game. But Finland's got some guys to keep an eye on, and they'll be better in game 2.
Canada, U.S., they're the favorites. Russia, Sweden, would you say are the top 4 teams in this tournament?
No question, and the Finns will be pesky. And then you got to take a look at the other pool. You know, the Swiss or the Slovaks come out as the third team that's going to go into the medal round, and who crosses over. The important thing about winning all your games is, A, you get a bye. You don't have to play January 2nd. But the other thing for the U.S., if you're not going to finish first, and it goes for Canada too, if you're not going to win the pool, don't finish any lower than second, because you can get the Swedes and the Russians if you finish third.
5 teams are in each pool, Pool A and Pool B. 3 teams make it to the next round. The top teams, as you said, in Pool A and Pool B will get a bye. Team USA hoping for that bye and automatically advance to the semifinals, at which point they'd be playing for a medal.
Now remember, last year they got the bye, and they lost to Canada in the semifinal game. Canada had to play an earlier game, and then 2 years ago in Saskatoon, they lost to Canada New Year's Eve, so they had to play Finland on January 2nd, and that was a game that was in doubt for a while. I mean, Finland played great. They trapped them to death. The U.S. couldn't get anything going. Then they got some timely goals and took the game over. Then the following game against the Swedes, same kind of deal. They really struggled. The moral of the story, and Dean and I talked about it up in Camrose last week, was playing that extra game, I think, helped the U.S. because they were so much more battle-tested going into the gold medal game against Canada than Canada was. Canada played one game in the medal round. They played Switzerland. Tough game, but it wasn't the same kind of challenge that having to get through Finland and Sweden was, and that helped the U.S.
Last year, Team USA in the semifinal lost to Canada, as Canada just outworked Team USA from the opening faceoff. USA couldn't get anything going in that game. 11:53 to go, third period. USA a dominant second period. They're out to a 9-3 lead. Welcome back to Edmonton fans. The NHL Network's new nightly signature show debuts tonight right after our game. It's NHL Tonight. Every highlight, every game, every night. NHL Tonight is going to be a great show on the NHL Network. Puck sent all the way back into the USA-N. Clendening for Team USA. Tenorti pushes it off the boards as Zucker takes a hit. Saad steps around Christensen. Puck played off the boards all the way down. This will be an icing.
Well, the U.S., as just mentioned, will get the Finns in a couple of days, and the Finns are one of those teams that knows how to play this tournament well. They know when to put their foot on the gas. They know when to take it off a little bit, save it for another one, and they'll be a good test for Team USA. They grind, they play hard, they finish hits, they're big, they're physical.
That shot right off the draw by Edom is stopped by Jensen.
A couple of defensemen I really liked on that team. Hakanpää and Mäkinen, good combo. Play together, can move the puck well and make plays and push the puck up the ice and make some things happen. Rob?
You know what else, Dave, is they're going to be angry and desperate after losing 8-1 to Canada today. So that's going to be a testy match coming up in 2 days against the U.S.
It's a good point. I mean, the one thing that the U.S. was probably sitting and watching was Finland get lit up and thinking to themselves, you know, oh, that's not what they wanted to see. You know, I kind of joked with Dean about that before. I said you were probably hoping for 5-2 or 5-3 so that Finland wouldn't have the, you know, this kind of the spur in their boots.
But you don't think there's any way they laid up in the third period?
Oh,
they're still going hard. They're
absolutely.
They're competing to the end.
Right, but there's a difference between taking the extra step when you're down 8-1 and taking the extra step when you're down 2-1.
Here's Archibald cutting in, centering pass, and a save made by Jensen off the shot of Austin Czarnik. Czarnik's had a great game. He's been all over the ice. Jensen with a big save.
Good game by the U.S. They get speed, they go wide, and their late man game develops. This is a part of the U.S.'s game that I think as the tournament goes on is going to be a big factor. And this kid Jensen's played pretty well this period. But if they can get their trailers involved, and they did a lot of work on odd man rushes, 3-2, and even adding a defenseman and making a 4-on-2 rush when they were up in training camp. And when they get their late man game going, they become a very dangerous group.
Off the draw, USA trying to control, sent back behind the net. Bill Arnold, Boston College product. Tynan, shot by Watson, saved by Jensen. Puck just hit him. Meyer trying to work his way into the offensive zone, couldn't do it. And now that shot is stopped by Campbell. USA has it again. USA will make a line change with 10 minutes remaining here in the third. Tynan steals the puck with some moves in the corner. Now it's Watson to the point. Tenorti holds. He just dumps right back behind. Bukestad for Tynan, looking for Rao fresh off the bench. Tynan to Clendenning, sends one in on goal. Save! Bukestad was there looking for the rebound, couldn't get a stick on it. Get along the boards, puck cleared out to center ice. JT Miller cutting in, drop pass. Bukestad tried to hit Miller with the pass, and that went off a skate. Sent back to the point, Tenorti. JT Miller. USA just controlling play here in the third period. And sent in on goal. Jensen eats it up for a whistle with 9:13 to go here in the third period.
Here come the Finns, and the Granlund brothers have scored some tremendous goals. And there you see one, the highlight style. We saw Mike Legg from the University of Michigan do that. We've seen the Granlund brothers do it. I remember Billy Armstrong did it twice. Played at Western Michigan. He did it twice in the minor leagues, in the American League, playing for the Hershey Bears. That little highlight play, that is legal in international hockey as long as the puck does not come over the crossbar when you pull off the move. That is a legal play, and it's a good goal.
Zucker with a pass in front. Coyle scores. Charlie Coyle came cutting in. Zucker with a beautiful pass, the redirection. And Team USA with a 10-3 lead.
Well, USA with a good regroup in the neutral zone. Quick pass, little sauce over, and Zucker goes down the wing, freezes the goaltender, and Coyle does what he does best. Goes in front of the net, puts a stick down. That's really it. Forward, good little pass, and Zucker, nice hands of control. Zucker freezes the goalie. When you're on your off wing, you look like Messier when he did this. Zucker did. Coyle goes to the front of the net, puts the stick down. Zucker comes in, dips his shoulder, and then throws the puck to the front of the net, and that's what made Mark Messier so good on that off wing when he came down that right-hand side, left shot, would lower his shoulder, freeze the goalie. He could do one of two things. He could either score or throw it to the front of the net, and Zucker makes a good play.
Charlie Coyle with the hat trick. There are a few hats on the ice out there. A couple of Team USA fans.
Here's a funny one for you. Have you ever corrected do you ever have to correct yourself when you've corrected yourself?
I correct myself all the time.
Are you ready for this? So here's this. So I fess up on the Jack McCartan thing here and admit that I made a mistake and forgot one, and I give Dave Fisher credit for correcting me.
And then did he text you again?
Then he texted me and he says, well, actually, I wasn't the one who noticed it. It was Lou Vero who brought it up. Long time, kind of a sacred cow at USA Hockey, and Coach
So Lou gets the credit.
So Lou gets the credit.
Coach Vero. Nicely done. Putting Dave Starman in his place.
Well, you know, when two Brooklyn guys get together on something like that, it's okay, because then you understand it's your brother that's doing it.
Charlie Coyle, 3 goals in the game. He has the hat trick. Zucker and Forbert on the assist. Time of the goal, 11:04. And this is exactly the type of game USA thought it would be. And the next game, Team USA versus Finland. That'll be on Wednesday afternoon, a 3:30 local start. Team USA tonight, 10 players with 2 points or more. Just outstanding. After a sluggish first period in which they allowed 2 power play goals to Denmark, they really responded in the second period, and they've kept going. Watson with a good shot and a save by Jensen. Puck comes back to the point over the stick of Merrill. Back out to center ice. Now for Team USA, just about getting into good habits. You know, keep up the pressure, use the speed, keep outworking Team Denmark. Carry that into Wednesday's game against Team Finland. Jensen grabs that bouncing puck to stop play. 7:55 to go. Third period, USA controlling. NHL Network's new nightly signature show debuts tonight right after our game. It'll be on a nightly basis, but right after the conclusion of this game, NHL Tonight, the debut. We're really looking forward to that show. Your one-stop shop for hockey action.
Good analogy, because one-stop shop, because with the World Junior Tournament's often been described as by NHL general managers a chance to get to see everybody's drafted players, get to see some draft eligibles, and guarantee a lot of trade talk gets generated by an NHL GM who sees a prospect that somebody else drafted, kind of strikes their fancy and says, hey, you know, this guy can fit my organization. Remember Charlie Coyle, drafted by the Sharks, played in the World Junior Tournament, and then this summer at the draft, traded to the Minnesota Wild.
And the Brent Burns deal.
Yep. I believe Devin Setaguchi was part of that deal, and a couple of draft choices traded places, and I should say draft picks, draft selections traded places.
Must be interesting for a young player. You're drafted by a team. You're drafted by San Jose, almost a turnover, as Brandon Saad was forcing the issue at the blue line. Must be interesting for a young player. You get drafted by a team, you think, hey, eventually I may play for the San Jose Sharks. Then you get traded, and now you have to say, okay, wait, I want to be a Minnesota Wild player.
Or you could be Eric Lindros and you get drafted and not really be sure who owns you. Right? Remember, he gets drafted by Quebec, and Quebec makes 2 trades, one with Philly and one with New York.
Eventually wound up in both places. 6:15 to go. Here's Yannick Christensen. Big hit by Brandon Saad at the blue line.
I give the refs a lot of credit. They both looked right at each other. They pointed to each other. Both of them shook their heads. Said no penalty.
Christensen went right off after that hit, as that shot is stopped by Jensen. Here's another look at that hit. A vicious hit by Brandon Saad.
The big boy is starting to wake up a little bit here as he moves along in camp and tournament. And he just steps into it. That's a good hit. He lowered his shoulder, went shoulder to shoulder, and flattened his man. You never take issue with a player who gives a good, hard, honest check in open ice.
And then Christensen said, I think this is a good time for a line change. Emerson Edom's shot was blocked off a skate, and it's cleared out to center ice.
Brandon Saad, one of quite a few Pittsburgh area players that are playing on this World Junior Tournament. And those guys are a direct effect of the Lemieux factor. You could say the Lemieux-Yager factor in Pittsburgh. And a bunch of those guys who started playing because their dads got excited when the Penguins won the Cup. And a couple of guys on his team hadn't even been born yet when the Penguins had won their first 2 Cups. They were actually born after David Volek's overtime goal by the Islanders to end the Penguins' reign in '93. But it was the euphoria and the exuberance that the Penguins created in the greater Pittsburgh area that spawned a lot of real good hockey players. A couple in the NHL. You look at Ryan Malone, R.J. Umberger. You know, one school that actually did really well with the Pittsburgh area kids for a long time was Ohio State. And John Marco recruited a lot of those kids to come play at OSU.
Garum for Denmark, making some nice moves in the corner. Finally, he's pinched off by Arnold. Bjorkstrand, Oliver. That's the younger son of Todd Bjorkstrand, the head coach of Denmark. And now it's Adam Clendenning. Getting back to your point about the Pittsburgh and the Mario Lemieux effect, there's also going to be that effect, the Crosby effect. In a few years, you're going to see that because of all the new fans, because of Sidney Crosby and the success that the Penguins have had. Same thing in L.A. You're seeing Emerson Edom here for Team USA. That has a lot to do with the Gretzky effect out in Southern California.
A lot of players playing NCAA hockey that came out of Southern California, and they're all over the place. You look at Matt Nieto, who grew up with Emerson Edom, and Nieto is now playing at Boston University.
Big shot by Johns from the point. And that one goes past Jensen. It's now 11-3 USA.
Well, the good thing for Team USA is the work ethic is kept up. That's a goal, obviously, Jensen would like back, but they battle behind the net. They win a battle. They get a puck to the point. They make a good hockey play, and they get a bit of a gift on the goal as Johns lets it through. Now, here's the interesting thing. You see up at the top of the screen? That was Austin Watson coming to the bench on a line change, but you don't want to change when that goal gets scored because you lose your plus. So you don't want to jump too quick. So he would make sure that the statistician's got your number recorded, then you make your change, and you get to keep your plus.
By number 28.
Kept his back to the official score. A heads-up play.
Now, I won't say the NHL player used to do this, but there was one NHL player, every time a goal was scored, he'd be the first guy off the bench to join the celebration. He said, I was good for an extra plus 10 a year just by getting on the ice at the right time after a goal was scored to join the celebration.
So that was Stephen Johns on the goal, unassisted. Time of the goal, 15:56. He finally gets on the scoreboard. Looking for Team USA apparel? Get all your official Team USA jerseys, clothing, and more at shopusahockey.com. That's shopusahockey.com. And fans, tomorrow, it's their end of the season sale. So, Dave, you got to get on tonight and get your USA gear.
Well, I'll say this. If you want USA hockey gear, that's a great place to get it. Or you could just join the coaching education program as an instructor like I have, and you wind up with more briefcases, turtlenecks, and knapsacks than you know what to do with.
Big drive in on Campbell. He eats that one up with 3:22 to go here in the third period. Okay, looking ahead for Team USA. They've got Finland on Wednesday. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Finland lost to Canada today, 8-1. Kind of a shocking loss. We knew Canada was a better team than Finland, but we didn't think they were that better to beat them 8-1.
That game got away from the Finns, and they could never get back into it. And I give Canada a lot of credit because I thought the Canadians played really well today, and they just kept the pressure on it. You know, much like the U.S. is doing in this type of game, they found a wounded animal and they stayed on him and didn't give him a chance to breathe. And the Finns will be much better in that game against the U.S. They've got some quality players. They got a couple of good lines. Again, I like their top two defensemen. Their goaltending will have to be better, obviously, in their game against the U.S. But you know what? That is no cakewalk coming up in Game 2.
Now, you mentioned goaltending. Let's talk about Team USA goaltending. Jack Campbell faced 23 shots tonight, made 20 saves, all 3 goals, power play goals. Will we see Gibson in goal for Team USA in this tournament?
That's a good question. I think there's nothing wrong with making sure both goaltenders are sharp and both goaltenders have played against quality competition. I would have to think Jack Campbell is going to be the goaltender when the U.S. plays Canada on New Year's Eve. So do you give the second toughest game, the Finns, to Gibson just to make sure that he is battle-tested ready in case it comes to him? I thought Tom Ward, pregame assistant coach, said it best. You're at the mercy of a blocked shot that breaks an ankle, a groin pull, a bad injury. And I think your goaltender, your most important position, both of those guys better be ready.
John Gibson playing junior hockey right now at Kitchener for the Rangers.
And another Pittsburgh guy.
Another Pittsburgh guy won gold for the under-18 team in 2011, so he has USA national experience.
Now, Pittsburgh also has a Division I hockey program at Robert Morris University under the guidance of head coach Derek Schooley, who played at Western Michigan at the CCHA. And I talked to Derek a little bit. He sent me a lot of information about the state of Pittsburgh youth hockey and how it's affected his program at Robert Morris for the better, and how college hockey in Pittsburgh is a good product. And we'll get into that as the tournament goes on. But, you know, again, another effect of Mario Lemieux and the Penn success is Division I hockey in the city of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh starting to produce some terrific talent. Team USA, a minute 20 from their first win here in 2012 at the World Junior Championships in Edmonton. 2010, they took home the gold. 2011, they grabbed a bronze medal in Buffalo. What will 2012 hold for Team USA? Off to a terrific start tonight. Bit of a sloppy start as they led just 3-2 after one, but a great second period and a great third period as well. Team USA has jumped out to an 11-3 lead as they're going to take this and jump out to 1-0 and gain 3 points here on day one.
I'm not sure if anybody said it in the room, but I guarantee they looked at each other. I'll tell you what, I'm sure Dean Blaze said it, but I wonder if any of the players actually opened up their mouths and said, you know, we are a lot better than this team we're playing, and it's time we show it. or if somebody just had to give somebody a look around the room and say, hey, this is just not acceptable.
Well, Jason Zucker, Charlie Coyle, a veteran guy. 3 goals. He really stepped up, helped this team tonight. Team USA will win this game. They will go on and take on Finland on Wednesday afternoon, a 3:30 start. As this game is in the books, USA with an 11-3 win over Denmark. Slow start for USA, but they really got things going in the second period, Dave.
Yeah, they did. I think as the game went along, they found their groove, and they found the things they needed to do. And once they got that 4-2 lead, they were able to relax a little bit, and Dean Blaze alluded to it between periods and find themselves. I think first periods in a big tournament like this are always your hardest because you've got some jitters, you've got some expectations. You're not, for the guys who have never played in it, it's an eye-opening experience to be a part of it. But once they got through those jitters, all of a sudden they became the Team USA that they had put together both in Lake Placid and then in Camrose last week.
Well, we're going to wrap it up from here. The broadcast of this game is authorized by USA Hockey. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description of this game without the express written consent of USA Hockey and the IIHF is strictly prohibited. Now, for Rob Simpson and Dave Starman, I'm Matt Rosen saying so long from Edmonton. Team USA's next game, Wednesday, 3:30 against Finland. Now, stay tuned. The debut of NHL Tonight is right now.